vernier height gauge. Let us see a 3D model of a vernier height gauge. The important parts of vernier height gauge: base, beam, vernier slide, scriber. A height gauge is a measuring device used either for determining the height of workpiece or marking. Vernier depth gauge. Let us see a 3D model of a vernier depth gauge. It has main scale, lock screw, vernier scale, depth measuring blade. Designed for measuring the depth of blind holes and slots.
Application of vernier depth gauge. In this video, we are going to see about the application of vernier depth gauge. Let us take the vernier depth gauge and a block. The narrow graduated steel rule slides through the head for marking measurements. Here, we measured the different depths of hole by using vernier depth gauge.
Screw pitch gauge. Let us see a 3D model of a screw pitch gauge. Pitch blade, a screw pitch gauge is used to determine the pitch of a thread. It is also used to compare the profile of threads. Pitch gauges are available with a number of blades assembled as a set. Each blade is meant for checking a particular standard thread pitch. The pitch of the blade is stamped on each blade. Plate gauge. Let us see a 3D model of a plate gauge. Standard gauge, gauge value, thickness, diameter. Plate gauges refer to the thickness of a particular type of sheet metal produced. Larger the gauge number, lesser will be the thickness. The equivalent thickness differs for each gauge size standard, which were developed based on the weight of the sheet for a given material. Major scale reading 0.5 mm, minor scale reading 0.42 mm. Fillet gauge. Let us see a 3D model of a fillet gauge. The gauges used to check the radius formed on the edges of diameters are called fillet gauges. Checking the corner radius of a part being filed to shape. Radius gauge. Let us see a 3D model of a radius gauge. Radius gauge. The gauges used to check the fillets are called radius gauges. They are used to check the radii by comparing the radius on a part with the radius of the gauge. The radius and fillet gauges are available in sets of several blades which fold into a holder when not in use. Each blade can be swung out of the holder separately and has its size engraved on it. Before using the radius gauge, check that it is clean and undamaged. Remove burrs from the workpiece. Feeler gauge. Let us see a 3D model of a feeler gauge. These are thin steel blades hardened and ground to various sizes. They consist of a number of small lengths of steel of different thickness with measurements marked on each piece. Used for checking the clearance between two mating parts. Slip gauge. Let us see a 3D model of a slip gauge. Slip gauges are the blocks which is the most accurate standards of length available for use in workshops. Slip gauges are rung together to give a stack of required dimension. Slip gauge ringing. In this video, we are going to see about how to ring of two slip gauge. Two slip gauges are combined by the process of ringing. Here, we take two different sizes of slip gauges. One slip gauge is then placed over the other gauge with a little pressure 90 degrees to each other. Then the second one is rotated 90 degrees either in a clockwise or anti-clockwise with little pressure, and the blocks are brought in one line. Purpose: it can be joined together with very little dimensional uncertainty. Uses of slip gauge. In this video, we are going to see about how to calibrate the micrometer by using slip gauge. Slip gauge. Let us take this micrometer. The main parts of the micrometer are as follows: frame, sleeve or barrel, thimble, knurled finger grip, the distance between two opposite faces determines the size of the gauge. Check the micrometer reading. In this case, both slip gauge valve and micrometer reading are same, so no error occurred in this micrometer. In case of both values are different, some error on the micrometer that is called as zero error. The micrometer is calibrated with help of slip gauge.